Hi, my name is Dr. Catherine Baker Johnson, and I am the Georgia National History Day Teacher of the Year. I've been involved with National History Day since 2022, and something I'm most passionate about is equity in the form of who can do collaborative long-term projects. I am the gifted coordinator of Hillsman Middle School, and historically gifted programs have been not as diverse. I am very passionate about getting all students involved in National History Day. I think that every student can be involved in a long-term, sustained, passion, hyper-focused, research based project. And so one way that I really focus on equity in my classroom is to bring in local ancestors, local historians, and local forerunners of history. In Athens, Clarke County, we're only 53 years removed from de jure segregation in our schools. So when I bring in local Black civil rights activists, that really inspires my student population, which a majority are students of color. In 2022, I had the first students to integrate Clarke County schools return to my ELT. My ELT is where I do the National History Day project. It stands for Enriched Learning Time. So my students met two of the very first students to integrate that school. And when they came, they said, wow, some of these rooms look exactly the same. The locker room, for instance, was a place of a lot of trauma for Linda Davis and Marjorie Green. And we visited that locker room with the students. So they were like, wow, this looks exactly the same. And when they spoke to these history scholars of Clarke County, one of them said she didn't want to speak in front of the mic, but when she saw the innovative, inquisitive questions of my students and their true engagement with local history, she decided to speak on the microphone for the first time. And she said it was the first time that she felt like the trauma she experienced from integration was not in vain. One of those leaders, Linda Davis, she ended up returning back, and she took my students on a Black history scavenger hunt of a Black cemetery that is right next to our school. And some of my students, all of my students were charged to do like grave rubbings and to research some of the Black people that were buried there. And I charged all of my students to respond to that primary source, which was the gravestone, in some sort of artistic way. So they all had different ways of responding to this. Some of them created a Google map, for instance, on Google, like a walking tour of Black history, local Black history. But one of my favorite artistic ways of responding to this Black history scavenger hunt is a lot of students chose to rap about